Hello and welcome back. We will be continuing where we left off, which, if you recall, is after we had a talk with Bruce. We learned his past. We got a glimpse as to why he is the way he is. Um, we also learned that the commissioner basically recruited him personally. We also had a talk with not Bruce, Drayden and Bucky personally about Bruce specifically. Bruce himself decided that he wants to have a little bit of therapy and to get anger management classes. And that kind of caught Drayden by surprise, but it was sort of like a good surprise. Sort of like, okay, sure. We can do that. Um but both Drayden and Bucky expressed their concern to Zander that it's like, why are you hanging out and vouching for Bruce, who basically uh, almost put you down permanently, even if it was on accident. And Xander, now knowing more about Bruce, he understands. He also understands that Bruce, like him, ha it feels emotionally attached, I guess you could say, to Redline, which uh, that may cause some issues later down the line. But I can tell you, at least, because obviously I already recorded what follows after this intro. Um, Perhaps it might not cause some issues, because I mean, who says that Redline only has to pick one? Anyways, but yeah, so yeah, I guess without further ado, let us continue round 8 of Undefeated and see what happens. I didn't see much of Bruce this week. He was in and out of sessions with Drayden. Part of me was hoping to see him a little bit more. It would have been nice to have someone to talk with. Lunchtime feels so dead without Redline. Maybe dead isn't the word that I want to be using right now. Things lack color, excitement, conversations dry up quicker than normal. Not that I'm opposed to having short talks, but it's clear that Bruce is struggling. We both are. His friends didn't try bothering me at all. I could see them looking at me ever so often in the cafeteria, but at least they left me alone. It was bad enough when I had the room to myself. At least then I could still see him. I tried sneaking past the guards in the med bay, but the door to Red's room was locked. He just needs some rest. We all could use some rest, but he needs it. I wonder if it's selfish of me to even try and see him right now. My need to see him shouldn't take priority over his need for bed rest, not to mention all the emotional turmoil that he went through right before his fight. But on top of that, maybe he needs someone to talk with. I mean, he has Drayden. Ugh, I'm overthinking this. It doesn't matter if I'm being selfish or not. I miss my friend. He needs to rest. I can deal with it until he's ready. I have my own work to focus on anyways. Bucky and I have been having private sessions. He's managed to get our classmates to work with other coaches, citing a safety risk after they jumped me and Red. Gotta admit, it's heavenly being able to work one-on-one with a coach, especially one like Bucky. He spends so much of his time in our class making sure that everyone else is in line. I feel like I've grown a ton in this past week alone. I feel faster, stronger, more focused, which is surprising given everything that's happened. Maybe it's because I know that there is an end in sight now. My phone starts buzzing on my desk. This is why I always keep it on my bed. The sound it makes when someone calls always freaks me out. I flip the phone over and it's Dad. I guess the whole texting thing didn't pan out. I have to take this. My hands are shaking. I didn't want to do this alone, but I think I have to. Breathe in and breathe out. Hello? Hi. Oh, hey, Alex. I taste copper in the back of my throat. Sorry, I haven't picked up. That's okay. You're probably too busy for us anyway. Not really sure what to say to that. So, how's life? Is this what he wanted to call about for the last few months? Busy. Busy, busy, busy. I'm sure. Your mother got a new job a few months ago. That's kept her pretty busy too. So, what's she doing now? Ah, something in the school system. Hard to remember all the jobs and all that. Okay. Yep. What you up to? Good lord. What do you want, Dad? I'm just calling to say hi. You've been calling for months. Well, you didn't pick up, so I had to keep trying. Dad, you haven't talked to me since high school. You obviously want to say more than just say hi. So just to say hi. And I wanted to apologize. My stomach drops. Okay. So, yeah, I just wanted to let you know that your mother and I love you very much. Okay. Okay. I'd still like the apology. I know, and I'll make sure that we have that talk down the line. Your mother just wanted me to call and let you know that we forgive you and we love you. Forgive me? Oh, okay. You alright? Yeah, I'm just not sure what I did that needs forgiveness. I mean, think of it like, I don't know, an olive branch or whatever. We both said some things that we didn't mean, and now it's time for us to grow up and make up. Dad, you kicked me out. No, all we said is that you had to find somewhere else to live while you got everything figured out. That's not what happened. Well, that's how I remember it. Okay, great. Thanks. You sound upset. Everything alright, Alex? My ears twitch. No, I'm fine. Okay. I saw you on the TV the other day. You still watch the fights? Yep. I didn't know you stuck with the whole MMA thing. I guess I did something right there, huh? Train up a child in the way that he should go and all that. Uh-huh. I'm just saying, it might have been a good thing that you got into MMA. Look at where it got you. Where it got me? Well, yeah, you're in Fang, buddy. That's huge. I I guess. It's kind of hard to feel accomplished when all I'm doing is fighting Bruce. Yeah, I was kind of confused about that whole thing. Is this part of your gay stuff? My stuff? Challenging Bruce all the time? He thinks this is all some kind of sex thing? Good fucking lord. Gotta remember my contract. Sure, why not? What's wrong? No, nothing. I just. I don't know. You get that from your mother. You both do that thing where you pretend nothing's wrong. You can tell me anything, Alex. Something snaps. Dad, you disowned me. You kicked your son out of the house because you snuck through his phone and found out that he was gay. I was 16, Dad. I was a child. Well, when I was 16. No, Dad. Just shut the fuck up for a second. He actually goes quiet. I get a chance to breathe. You kicked me out. I was just trying to figure myself out. I just needed some love and acceptance and understanding, and you threw me away. I. We. I had to fend for myself, Dad. Everything I had was gone. And now, almost 10 years later, you want to come back with an apology? I'm sorry, Dad, but that's not gonna cut it. Well, That's a bummer. What do you want me to say, Alex? My name is Xander now. What? You keep calling me Alex. That's not my name anymore. Well, your mother and I named you Alexander. Maybe Xander can be some kind of cool nickname that you have with your friends? A weak chuckle sputters out in response. What is it? What's with all this attitude? I already said that we were sorry, but we're not going to call you something you're not. You're not sorry. You just want to stop feeling guilty. I mean, of course we feel guilty, son. We missed out on your graduation. Heck, we didn't hear anything about you until I caught one of your fights. I didn't graduate. Oh, sorry. That's really not what he needs to be apologizing for. I appreciate you calling. Trying to sound like I'm not speaking through gritted teeth. But I'm happy with who I am. And I think that I'm happier without you, Dad. I feel lightheaded saying that. There is a few seconds of silence, then he speaks again. Well, I am very sorry to hear that coming from you, Alex. Dad, I was scared for so long. I still am, honestly. I used to think that getting away from you both would fix everything, would fix me. But I couldn't even pick up a phone call from you without feeling sick. You and Mom fucked me up, Dad, and I have to live with that. So an apology right now just feels too little too late. I can admit that when when all that happened, your mother and I acted rashly. It was irresponsible, and I'm sorry. We were afraid for you. This world isn't good for people like you, Alex. I I guess we hoped that it was just something that you could grow out of. We were scared. You were scared? How do you think I felt? I'm sorry that you felt nervous for me, but that doesn't justify what you did. I worked so hard trying to be a good son for you. I had to hide who I was because I wanted everything in our family to be alright. But it never was. At least now, I have the confidence to know that it was never my fault. He doesn't say anything. What did you hope to accomplish with this call, Dad? I. I guess just to say that we're proud of you. And that we miss you, Alex. We want you back in our lives. There's no helping this. I miss you too, Dad. But even from this phone call, I know that you don't respect me as much as you want in return. Your apology can't undo all the damage that you've done. So, thanks for calling. And I'm sorry that I wasn't able to be the son that you wanted me to be. But I'm who I want to be. And that feels better than being accepted by you. He's quiet for a few seconds. I hear him sniffle. Okay, okay. We'll keep praying for you. And I'll keep watching your fights. Do you know when the next one is? It's tomorrow. Uh, Are you sure? I didn't see any ads for that. That's weird. I definitely have one. All right. Well, I'll keep praying for you. We love you, Alex. If I was in Xander's position, given what he said and how he has just expressed himself, and given how this call doesn't really feel mm, like he said, this apology is a little too late, or too little too late. And despite the fact that they're saying I love you, we'll pray for you, we'll that all these little things, it Right now is not the time that you should have said these things. And expecting any sort of like reconciliation right now is sort of like eh, hmm, it leaves a bad taste in one's mouth. So I probably would hang up, which is what I'm gonna do. And again, comments tell me, would you say I love you too? They are your parents. It is your father. He's trying to reach out to you. Or would you hang up? I don't know what to say. I press the end call button. This room feels more empty than ever. Tears would probably be falling at this point. Maybe I'm too tired for it. I guess I saw this coming. I've cried enough over them. It's hard to feel his support when he could barely admit to his fault. He didn't even try to use my name. The weight on my chest has been lifted, but replaced by something else, something different. It's not heavy, but it's empty. As empty as this room. I think that I need someone to talk to. Bucky and Drayden are probably busy and Redline's unavailable. Maybe Bruce will pick up. I guess it's weird to call him up when I could just go find him. I ring his number. Zan? Hey. You okay? I can swing by your room if you... No, 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 I'm fine. I just kinda need to clear my head. Sure. What's up? My dad just called. Oh shit. You chewed him out? Kinda. Nice. This might have been a bad idea. Why would I talk to Bruce about my dad knowing what his deal is with his parents? You need to talk? I don't really know how to ask this. So, maybe I should just drop it. Well, now I gotta know. I won't bite Zander. Did you ever miss your dad? There was a few seconds of silence. What a fucking question, dude. Sorry, I know it's... Easy, Zan. I'm just pulling your tail. But, that's a tough one. I guess, yeah, kinda. Feels like I missed out on a lot of experiences even after I left the house. For a while, it kind of stung seeing families get along. Even back when I worked underground, some of those guys had parents and siblings, wives and kids. Made me feel like I did something wrong. Well, I fucking killed my dad, so that probably didn't help. Maybe just a little. How crazy that it works out. But sure, I guess I miss having that kind of connection. Family's supposed to be a constant thing in your life, right? Love and support and all that. And when you lose that, something's gonna feel off. Even if they were a piece of shit. So, to answer your question, I guess I miss what I wanted him to be. Dad was a piece of work, but I always held out hope that he'd change. Maybe we could have had a real family. I don't know. I'm not gonna hit you with some shaded bullshit about how you should cut them off sooner or whatever. Cause this shit hurts, man. But it hurts less after a while. So try to hang in there, alright? I guess my breathing got a little heavier as we talked. Hearing him talk so casually brings a different level of comfort than Drayden or Bucky give me. Not better or worse, just different. It's relieving in a way. He doesn't judge me for asking a heavy question like that, and he's not pretending to make things any nicer for me. You still there, Zan? Yeah, I'm still here. You okay? I will be. He chuckles. Well, even if you aren't okay, I'm here for you. Bucky, Drayden, and Brett. You got a new family now. Even if it's not the same, we'll do what we can to help. Thanks, Bruce. I'll see you tomorrow. Take care, Zan. I hang up and lay back on the bed. Hearing someone's voice was nice. Definitely put my heart at ease a bit. But something's missing. Feels like I have unfinished business. I guess now is as good a time as any for me to get this off my chest. I pull my phone up and open Reddit in my messaging app. His profile picture is some meme reference that I don't get, but edited to look like him. Cute. Hey Red. I miss you. You can't respond right now, I know. But when you wake up, I want to hang out. I joined Fang only a few months ago. It feels like it's been years at this point. And in all that time, I never once tried to tell you how much I appreciate you. From day one, you were there for me. You stood up for me in front of Bruce and Cole, and you barely even knew me. You tried introducing me to your friends and getting me involved in all your stuff. You probably knew how scared I was. I'm sorry that I never took you up on any of your offers. I would give anything to go swimming or play games or whatever with you right now. I just got finished talking with my dad, and I guess I'm feeling kinda lonely. It's not any easier over text. Maybe I've been lonely for a while now, but that didn't seem to stop you from trying. You spent so much time on me, loving and caring for me in your own way. I wish that I had the balls to actually say it to your face. But I'm a coward, Red. I've been scared this whole time. Scared of Bruce, scared of my family, scared of myself, scared of you. Scared of what would happen if someone like you got close to me. I was an asshole, and I guess I was hoping that you'd leave me alone so that you wouldn't have to deal with me. But I don't want to be alone anymore. My hands are shaking too much. I can barely type this out. I want to tell him that I love him, but I know Bruce has feelings for Red too. I would feel weird approaching him knowing how Bruce feels. Bruce has known him for longer, so he should have that priority. No, that's a weird way of putting it. At the very least, he should be able to have that talk with Red on his own. Maybe we could both have him. All three of us. Something stirs inside my chest. I feel like I would really like that. It's a pipe dream, though. I don't want to get my hopes up if Redline even pulls through. I don't know how to even approach that. But I won't give up on the idea. Maybe there can be a way for us to be happy. So, I guess we can talk about this when you wake up. Get some good sleep. I can't wait to see you again. I fire off the text and lay back, heart beating out of my chest. He's going to be fine. He has to be. Breathe in. Breathe out. My heart feels a little less empty. I know that I told you this the other day, but you don't have to do this. I know. We don't have to do anything until we get an answer from the commissioner. He said that he'd be back tonight, right? Then he'll be watching my fight. That is true, I guess. Bucky sighs as he walks down the hall to the elevator. Are you sure that you're up for this? We got it covered. Well, you've been training hard, so I trust you. Just make sure you leave in one piece, okay? What about Bruce? He can leave in 3 pieces or 4 pieces. That's up to you. Bucky chuckles and pats my back. I'll see you in a bit then. You're gonna do great. Yes, sir. And when I come back, I'll have that belt on my shoulder. There's the deer that I was looking for. Be safe. The door closes and I begin my descent for the final time. Okay, I know what we can do. Bruce wipes his eyes and sighs. I'll concede. Uh, are you sure? There's not much else that we can do. I'm not going to hurt you anymore, and if I refuse to do this little song and dance now, you'll know that I won't take any fights outside my weight class. I'll go back to fighting other men. You'll become the champion, and then you can retire. The belt's gonna default, and if it doesn't go to me, it won't be hard to win it again. What if you get fired? He breathes slow. That won't happen. I'm a draw. The fans love me, and not even Fang is stupid enough to get rid of me. It feels like a big risk, safer than us fighting for real. So this is it. Bruce is ending his undefeated streak tonight. He said that he wanted to make an announcement when the fight starts, but I don't know what that's going to look like. Guess it makes sense. It'll be weird to lose your win streak without having anything to say about it. There is guilt at the pit of my stomach, clawing its way into my chest. Is this worth it? Risking all he has just to keep me safe? If it'll even work in the first place. Bruce can quit and I become champion, but will they count this as an actual win? I suppose it must. If Bruce forfeits, then the other fighter wins. But what if they fire him? How can he keep other people safe? Wait, what's going to stop them from just doing this over again with someone else? Shit. We didn't think this through at all. We had all week, and I'm just now realizing how full of holes his plan is. Breathe, Zander. Breathe. This is the best option we have. And if it doesn't work, we'll find something else. Tap out. Regroup. Get a new plan. The elevator stops and the attendant nods as I step out. I bathe in the light as it shines down onto me. I'll miss this warmth. Maybe in different circumstances I could have made it big, but now I'm just glad to make it out alive. Something feels off. I don't know what it is, but the air feels different. Stale. We were just here 2 weeks ago, but there's dust in the air. People usually keep these rings pretty clean. My attention is pulled back. Bruce's door is open, and the beast steps out. He looks tired. Me too, Bruce. But he smiles anyway. You ready? He grunts the words low. I take a shaky breath and nod. Yeah, I'm ready. The bell rings as we meet in the center, gloves raised to tap. His hands are gentle, rubbing against mine before he takes a step back. I got something that I need to say. His guard lowers, and he turns his head to wherever the cameras are probably located. God, this is really happening. My stomach is churning over. The past few months, Alex and I have been fighting for the belt. That ends tonight. My ears twitch. I've been pretty damn proud of holding onto this title for as long as I have, and I know I'm probably pissing off a good chunk of my fans right now. But I can't keep this up anymore. Zander here, he's been working his ass off day in and day out just to keep up with me. I could have taken his head off, but that hasn't stopped him from showing up every time to get the job done. And I don't know about any of you watching at home, but I can't think of anyone, even in my own weight class, that would willingly ask to take me on more than once. Bruce steps backwards, standing outside the circle. I can feel the timer counting down, 10 seconds outside the ring, and he loses. So I forfeit. It's been a good run, but if this goes on any longer, I'm gonna wind up hurting someone. He looks at me, and that icy stare melts, revealing warmth underneath. Someone very important to me. Bruce turns back to look at some camera. Something still feels off, almost like the floor is shaking. I want all of you at home to give a big, warm welcome to Zander, your new champ. The elevator doors behind Bruce open, and 2 guards step out. Yun. He turns around, barely catching a glimpse as they move. They're big, the rhino and elephant that took me to the commissioner's office a few months ago. Black, heavy-looking batons rest in their hands. One of them grabs at Bruce's arm. The fuck? Hey! Bruce pulls his arm away, but the rhino gets a hold of him again. He eats a backhand to the cheek, which only puts a smile on the rhino's face. Get the fuck off of me! The elephant pulls out a stun rod, like the one that they used on Cole. It lights up and gets jabbed deep into Bruce's side. Bruce! I lunge forward, but a hand on my shoulder pulls me back. Another guard. He probably came from my elevator. I try to shove him away, but I'm thrown to the ground. Fuck off! I try to scramble forward and I hear something like a lighter sparkling before... Pain burns through the small of my back, firing through every muscle that I have. My scream breaks through the commotion as the guard behind me hits me with a stun rod. The sensation is unlike anything that I've ever experienced, anything that I could have imagined. I can't even bring myself to fight back, paralyzed as my body twitches in spasms without my control. Stan! Bruce's guard presses his weapon into his back, and the man releases an earth-shattering roar, enough to shake my guard out of the brutality that he's enacting. I watch as the electricity fires through every ounce of energy left in Bruce's enormous body. He's desperate, clawing and thrashing as they keep the surge pumping into his body. He's scared. Tears are streaming down his face. I'd move to save him if I could, if I had the energy. But my muscles aren't responding, the burn still searing through my veins. All I can do is watch. The guards finally cease, dragging Bruce's gargantuan body towards the elevator. Zander. He growls towards me. I can see drool foaming at the edge of his mouth, with a bit of blood bubbling out too. He must have bit his tongue. I struggle, inching forward barely. Don't. The guard commands me, his stun rod disabled but pressed firmly into my back. I don't think that I can survive another hit from that. By the time that they get Bruce's body into the elevator, my guard follows close behind, stepping into the box with them. I get one last look at Bruce's desperate face before the door closes. I'm alone. The burning starts to fade, but it's another minute before I regain full control of my body. Bruce is gone. Punished for speaking out, probably. I should have seen this coming. Of course there would be repercussions for trying to fix things. Fucking stupid of us to think that we could ever make things better down here. But I get it now. It's not my fault. It's not Bruce's fault. There's only one man that is making any of this happen. The elevator behind me opens its doors. Theodore is standing inside. Hello, Alex. On shaking limbs, I push myself up to my feet. With a wheeze, I wipe the drool from my chin and limp to the elevator. The doors close. Commissioner. He clears his throat and speaks softly. He's on vacation right now. Theodore's ears make for an excellent handle. I shunt him against the wall and draw my dead eyes to his. Take me to his office, Theodore. I hope he knows just what I'm willing to do to speak with his boss. His little body is quivering. I don't know what to tell you, Alex.
It's all right, Theodore.
A speaker in the elevator catches both of our attentions. Theo seems just as surprised as I am.
Bring Alex to my office.
I pull my grip back. It's a little rough. I don't have full control of my muscles just yet. Maybe I'll apologize for that later. The rabbit squeaks nervously and taps a few buttons in the elevator panel. One man can make all of this end. He's the reason that this is all happening. Theodore takes me through a series of hallways. I've been down this route before. No guards posted outside his door. Right, they're currently terrorizing Bruce. I move past Theodore and throw the doors open. Harvey.
Alexander Mason. You have violated your contract. Effective immediately, you are no longer employed at Fang.
The doors shut behind me. I'm alone with the commissioner. He turns around to face me. What are you doing with Bruce?
That matter only concerns Fang employees. When my guards return, they will escort you to the exit.
I'm not leaving without an answer.
Then you will be dragged by your antlers.
He sneers, almost spitting the words from behind his mustache.
I've been far too lenient with you. You should have been fired for your little social media outbursts long ago. And now Bruce is letting you win? That won't fly here.
What, so I should have just lied down and let Bruce kill me?
No. You're supposed to fight. That's the whole point.
He pounds his desk.
Our audience wants bloodshed, Zander. They want brutality. And above all, they want the reality of the struggle. No referee, no rounds, no escape. That is the purpose of the Fang Arena. The men that fight here are part of the elite, the strongest men to grace this earth. And that's why you were brought in. To put that strength on display to the public.
To put it on display? So, I had a fight with Bruce, so that you could show off?
Show off is a bit juvenile. I'd refer to it as a reminder of what our men are capable of. You're an ordinary man, Alexander. And if our audience is given a chance to see how the champion is able to destroy ordinary men, they will know that Fang is undeniably the best league in the industry. And not just the audience, shareholders and advertisers too. The more impressive our men are, the more people will watch, and the more money they'd want to invest.
So, our fights were always meant to end with me in pieces. So you could show off and rake in more money?
But then Bruce threw that plan away. I know what he can do, and he did not follow through in your first fight. So I gave him a second chance. Time and time again, he disappointed me. Nothing but playing with you in the ring.
And you decided that you needed to punish me too?
In hopes of you putting up a fight? Yes. If I issued proper discipline, you'd be motivated to hurt Bruce enough for him to stop holding back. But then I saw that was a waste of time. Both you and Bruce were the problem.
So, you tried again? With Redline and Cole? He sighs and looks away.
An attempt at a fresh start, as it were. Bruce was too soft. Cole, on the other hand, seemed all too eager when given the opportunity. His performance needed a kick anyways. One more loss and he would have been cut.
So you blackmailed him into a fight?
That's a heavy legal term, Alex. No, we didn't have to blackmail Cole. We told him he'd be fighting Redline and he accepted immediately.
Why Redline at all? You had to know that he was going to get hurt.
That night at the beach, after his last fight, did he not tell you that he wanted to rise to the top of the ranks? You need good viewership for that, Zander. I was only giving him what he wanted.
You were listening in on that?
I own the facilities, Zander. I see and hear whatever I want. How else do you think I knew what you and Bruce were planning? All your sneaking around has caught up with you.
So our fight just now, was that some kind of setup?
Yes and no. It was your last chance to give me what I asked for.
The audience saw it all. They know Bruce forfeited.
Do you really think I wouldn't plan ahead? None of that was public, Alex. Recorded, yes, but not put on air. I wouldn't dare let that talk touch my network.
I can feel my heart sink. So, all that
Was for nothing. You've not only wasted my time, you've also ended your career and gotten your friends hurt. And now you'll be leaving my office and this facility for good.
The commissioner turns around to the window overlooking a Fang arena.
Fortunately for you, Redline will be fighting again. I hear he wants a rematch with Cole.
He's going to make Redline fight Cole. Red barely survived the last fight, and this monster is making him do it again. There is nothing that I can do. I'm powerless. Bruce and I tried to fight this, and it ended up with me getting fired and him getting beaten. My heart is pounding out of my chest. Something inside of me is trying to burn its way out of my fur. I'll never see Bruce again. Redline might not live to see another fight. I can't do anything. You've taken everything away from me. Talking won't save this. Begging won't save this. Doing my job like you tell me won't save this. This is all your fault. I clamber over the desk, leaping towards the commissioner. I have to stop you. I nearly tackle him into the glass, but he manages to sidestep my attack. My fist swings out to strike something, anything, and meet his surprisingly durable muzzle. In return, his fist strikes my face, and in the daze, he grabs me by the scruff of my neck. The commissioner slams me down, bent over the table, with my hands held firmly against my back.
Assaulting your boss? You're beyond help, Alex. He just got fired, so he's not really his boss. I'm just, putting that out there.
Fuck you. I hiss the words, head still hurting from the reversal. He leans in close, a growl creeping down my spine.
You're the worst kind of employee, you know that? Not only are you incapable of doing your job, but you make everyone around you worse. You're poison, Alex. A tumor. Because of you, Bruce is out of a job, and Redline...
He tightens his grip. It feels like my hands are about to break.
He'll be better off without you.
I won't let him make me think that any of this is my fault.
And now you're taking shots at your boss? You must want a lawsuit on top of your contract fees. Know your place, Alex.
At least I can fight. You sit on your ass all day while people like us fight for you.
I'm not one you want to pick fights with, Alex.
I'm not stopping until you fix everything. Put Bruce back and apologize to Red.
You have no room to be making demands. But if you're so eager for a fight, then perhaps I'll give you one more chance to redeem yourself.
With one hand on my scruff and the other holding my wrists, he pulls me off the table. I'm shoved forward, stumbling and landing on my ass. He stands over me, arms by his side. He's a lot scarier from this angle, but something in my chest is keeping me from backing down.
I'll fight you, Alex. 2 days' time. Since Bruce can't do his job, I'll do it for him.
I scramble to my feet, backing up to the door. I refuse to look away. And if I win, you follow my demands?
If you win, you can avoid battery charges for attacking your boss.
That's not... The doors open behind me, judging by the shadows of the light seeping in. The massive guards are standing behind me.
Change of plans, gentlemen. Alex has one more fight before he parts ways with us for good.
He snaps his fingers.
See to it that he finds his way to the main floor without issue.
Wait! The burly guards are rough, pulling and restricting my limbs as I struggle against their hold.
This should go without saying, but everything we discussed here is covered by your NDA. Breathe a word of the details, and the deal is off. I'll see you soon, Alex.
Harvey! I scream, still resisting against the two beasts. His office door slams shut, and I'm dragged kicking and screaming out of the hallways. They toss me unceremoniously out the door. I'm back in the main hallway. The door slams shut, and I can hear a lock click. I'm alone. To be continued. Thank you for reading the demo for Undefeated. This visual novel is a work in progress. Please follow Undefeated VN on Twitter for future updates. Oh. It is kind of obvious that Bruce's plan was going to fail. So obviously the commissioner was always listening in, and in hindsight it was obvious that the commissioner set up the fight between Redline and Cole, and now we know why he did it, and well, yeah, basically why he did it. He is setting up the new Bruce and Zander fight, which, well, with, you know, Cole and Redline. I would hope. I mean, it's not possible. And you can't train in 2 days' time. Technically speaking, Leo has said that he is writing the climax of the story, so whether or not this means that the next update is where we see everything end, or what is, you know, it's yet to be seen. Ugh. it is nice that we got to see a bit of. This is going to be 2 episodes probably, so I'm going to try to keep it to the part after where Xander says like that he hasn't seen Bruce in like 2 weeks or something like that. So it's good that Bruce decided to get help. Obviously, that probably did not settle well with the commissioner, seeing like, oh, this employee of mine, referring to Xander, is breaking all my other employees, my moneymakers, because he doesn't see them as people. He sees them as just things to make money. If they don't work, if they don't win fights, if they don't bring in people or money or whatever, then, what use are they to him? So, like, he broke Bruce, basically. But the thing is that he doesn't understand, and it's something that, I forget where it was. I forget if it was a movie or what. It was a talk where the reason that usually anger, hate and rage and things like that are built out of shame. That they are not like, oh, I hate that, the reason why Bruce was such a good fighter, quote unquote, when he was training for MMA and when he was doing the underground fighting, wasn't because he was literally such a good fighter and it came so natural to him. It's because he had the shame from what happened, from perceiving himself as too weak to be able to stand up to his father earlier and protecting his mother, from having accidentally, not accidentally, from, what is that word when you, in the heat of the moment or a crime of passion, killed his father? But I mean, it was rolled in self-defense, come on, like, and all these things are what basically fueled Bruce's fighting. But without those things, is Bruce still a good fighter, or is he just, a scared little dinosaur? So with Bruce not having that anymore, kind of ruins him in the eyes of the commissioner. Like, it got to the point where Bruce finally said, you know what, I'm gonna forfeit, which is what everybody has been saying this entire time. Like, why doesn't Bruce just forfeit? Why doesn't he forfeit? Well, he just tried, and guess what? That did not end how people wanted it to. I can see where the commissioner is coming from in the whole. Again, it comes back to the whole, like, the machismo thing, where I'm pretty sure that if you were to ask his opinions on women, he would probably have the most misogynistic thing to say. He's probably that type of person. So, I mean, there's really no redeemable quality to the commissioner. He is just an awful, awful person with biases and just awful things going on in his head. Moving on, talking about the other thing that happened, Xander speaking with his father, finally, which was a long time coming, but unfortunately also did not turn, well, there really wasn't any expectation on how it would turn out, especially because if you're of the Gen Z generation or the millennial generation like I am, technically it's considered Gen Y, but whatever. We have to deal sometimes with parents that don't realize what they have done, and either until it's too late or they never do. and that is why, or they are confronted with this when their children go no contact with them, either low or no contact, where they all of a sudden wonder, like, well, I was a good parent. I don't know why they're behaving this way, why they are choosing not to talk with me, etc., etc., etc. Well, if your child is choosing to go no contact with you, it's not because they're throwing a tantrum or whatever. It's because in their childhood something happened where they realize that they are either unloved, that you don't see them as living human beings, or something happened that you just never owned up to, which caused them to go no contact or low contact with you. And his father right now, I think, is of that mindset where it's like, well, I don't know why he, won't talk with us. We love him, etc., etc. And that is very prevalent nowadays, where all of a sudden their children go no contact with them and the parents are like, I don't know what happened. I never did anything to them for this to happen. They're just, having a little tantrum or whatever. They're over exaggerating or whatever. But they're not realizing that if you go no contact with someone, it's not a very easy thing to do. In fact, most of the time it hurts the person who's going no contact. Because you are their parent. They're not doing it, to throw a tantrum. They're doing it because you pushed them to that point. And your refusal to see that is making it worse. Is why you have no relationship with your child anymore. In Zander and his father's case, because we can't speak about the mom. The mom might be completely different. She might have been the one that pushed the father to try to contact, his son and try to repair their relationship. But again, why isn't she doing it? Anyways, but in their case, maybe this might be the wake-up call for the father to try to analyze what he did wrong. Maybe finally break down past the wall of like how he said, like, oh, you push your child to do what they're supposed to do, and whatever he said, I forgot already. And realize that what he did was not good. That was the wrong thing to do, because you're not supposed to treat your child that way. If he is scared of you, if your child is scared of you, then you're doing something wrong, because that is not respect. That is fear. If you want, like how Xander was saying, like he wants respect. The father wanted respect, but what he was doing was making him fear him. He wasn't seeing him as his father. He wasn't seeing him as someone that he could go to if something bad is happening. He was seeing him as a monster too. Basically how Bruce was also seeing his father. Bruce did not see his father as a father. He saw him as this monster. It's also kind of like they were put in the position of how you see sometimes like dogs at shelters, where it's a weird I know, like, comparison between these guys and shelter pets, where they're reactive, they're skittish, they flinch and things like that, because they were conditioned to not trust the person, to fear someone raising their hand, even if it's just like, oh, I'm gonna pet you, like, to like flinch and like blink, like, oh no, I'm expecting to be hurt. And that is what Zander and Bruce grew up to feel. And that kind of also goes back to the reason why there was so much aggression, and there's so much aggression, I guess you could say, in Fang, with the fighters, why they're so why they were so quick to basically like hop in and try to torment Redline with Cole, because they probably felt like if you don't react, if you don't try to be a bully, if you don't try to do basically what they are doing now, then someone is going to do it to you. Someone is going to hurt you. Someone is going to make you feel the way that you've been trying not to feel this entire time. Again, it's coming from a place of shame. And it doesn't even have to be the shame of like, oh, I'm ashamed of being myself. No, it is a shame of not being able to defend yourself, of being the victim. All these things. It could also be in the commissioner's case, the way he's acting could probably just be coming from the fact that he's probably just an evil person. But yeah, I digress. So yeah, write down in the comments what you think. And thank you all for watching / listening. If you would like to play Undefeated yourself, you can do so by going down into the link in the description for the Undefeated VN page, where you can find a direct link for their itch.io page where you can download it and play it, or you can just go to itch.io and download it there. Unfortunately, I do not believe that Leo has any way to support him except for donating or quote unquote paying for the game when you download it, because it does ask if you want to donate like a certain amount, and you can do that, and it goes to Leo. And it would probably be very appreciated. I'm sure. This is like a non-profit VN, I guess you could say. All the sprites, all the made for Undefeated music, the CGs, they were all coming out of his pocket. So just saying, if you feel like donating, donate to him. Anyways, so yeah, all pertinent links down in the description, and I guess that's it for now, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.